whenever Jesus was going in for his trial, outside where the trial was, his best friend, Peter, was standing and warming himself. And they said to him, You also are not one of the disciples, are you? And he denied it and said, I am not. And one of the servants of the high priest, a relative of the man whose ear Peter had cut off, asked, Did I not see you in the garden with him? And Peter again denied it. And at once a rooster crowed. The light was going out of the world. That we even read that between noon and 3 o'clock, moments before he died, darkness came over the world. So the man that came in as the light of the world was dying, and with him the light was leaving. And his very last thing he said is he called out with a loud voice and said, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. And having said this, he breathed his last. Another way to translate that is he gave up his spirit. That Jesus gave up. Not in the sense that he surrendered. He gave up in that he actually accomplished what he said in the garden the night before. He said, Father, not my will, but yours be done. So his final act of faithfulness is actually an invitation for our faithfulness as well. It's an invitation for us to give up, to where I can give up trying to just be better. I can give up trying to just brush off these dead bones. I can give up trying to find hope in other things. I can give up trying to have my own righteousness. I can give up on all of these ways I try to elevate myself. Because what happened when Jesus died, the very next thing, it says that the curtain was torn in two from top to bottom. And when that happened, the relationship with God was actually brought to us. That we're allowed now. We're not just allowed, we're invited, and we are beckoned to come into the very presence of God so that our dead bodies can grow again, so that he can breathe new life back into us. And 1 Peter gives us the hope and the blessing of what that means. He said, Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. According to his great mercy, he has caused us to be born again into a living hope. That Jesus is not a dying hope because he died on the cross. He's a living hope because of Easter, through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. And into what? Into an inheritance that is imperishable, undefiled, and unfading, kept in heaven for you. See, with Jesus breathing his last breath and Jesus giving up his spirit to the Father, he is inviting us to be born again, to be his, to get life breathed into us. And as we look up at that darkened cross where the Son of God stands limp, maybe we can cry with the centurion in Mark 16 or Mark 15. He says, when the centurion who stood facing him saw that in this way Jesus breathed his last, he said, truly this man was the Son of God. And that's our invitation during Easter season, is to see what was accomplished on the cross, that it is finished. And the living hope is now offered to us, and simply asking us to make a confession that surely this was the Son of God. We'll see you tomorrow for Easter.